inaasahan, ang kabalikat ng bayan. Handog sa miyembro, serbisyo magkabago. Express.
Ayan, nakikita na po ba yung aking presentation?
Yes, ma'am. Visible po.
Ayan, thank you so much. So once again, mabuting araw po sa kanilang lahat. I'm Relinda Coronado of the Member Education Department. So ang topic po nakataas sa akin is more on the death benefit. So natapos na po tayo dun sa ating retirement. So syempre, what comes after retirement? At least meron pa rin po tayong benefit, but this is actually being shouldered na po or maibibigay na po sa ating mga beneficiaries. Okay? So what is death benefit? So ang meaning po ng death benefit po is this is a cash benefit granted either as a monthly pension or lump sum po amount to the beneficiaries of the deceased member. So when we say cash benefit po, talagang yan po yung based on our contribution. So lahat po ng mga benefit na na-avail po natin o matatanggap po natin will always be dependent doon sa ating contribution. So we always expect na kapag malaki ang amount ng kinocontribute po natin, definitely malaki din po yung amount na babalik din po sa atin. Okay? So sa qualifying conditions po natin under the death benefit for us to qualify doon sa monthly pension, at least 36 months lang po. So that is equivalent to 3 years prior po doon or before the semester of death. So this is only granted po sa ating mga primary beneficiaries po. Okay, yan yung monthly pension. Na kung hindi naman po na kumpleto yung 3 years, papasok po siya doon sa lump sum amount po natin. So granted po yan sa primary beneficiaries po natin pag less than 36 months po yung contribution ng namatay na member prior doon sa semester of death, or if ever sabihin po natin is wala naman po siyang primary beneficiaries, papasok po doon yung ating secondary beneficiaries po. Kahit lagpas po yan siya ng 36 months or more than 3 years ang contribution niya, lump sum po ang i-grant sa ating secondary beneficiary. I'm actually mentioning primary beneficiary, secondary. So sino-sino naman po yan sila? Okay? So under yung order ng ating beneficiaries, unahin po natin yung primary. So si primary beneficiary po, sila po yung dependent legal spouse. Okay? Dependent legal spouse. So nandun po yung word na legal. So dapat po meron po tayong documents, especially yung marriage contract, marriage certificate for us to identify na talagang legal. Okay? Legal po yung spouse. Then minor children, I think this was actually mentioned na rin po sa ating first speaker, yung mga minor children, so below 21 years old, legitimate, legitimated, legally adopted, or illegitimate children. So hanggang 5 po yan starting from the youngest. Unmarried and not gainfully employed, so hindi pa po nagtatrabaho. Then if over po na 21 years old, if ever na meron po tayo mga anak na may mga special needs, example po, autistic or Down syndrome. So kahit lagpas na po yung 21 years old or lagpas na po yung edad nila ng 21 years old, or if ever sabihin natin still a minor, permanently incapacitated po siya or incapable of self-support, physically or mentally, under pa rin po, makakatanggap pa rin po sila ng dependence pension po. Okay? So yan yung under ng primary beneficiary po natin. Now, in the absence of the primary beneficiary, wala po. Okay? Wala pong sabihin natin na walang asawa. Okay? Wala rin pong minor na anak. Walang below 21 years old na anak. Kanino po ang next? So ang next po natin in line is the secondary. Sa secondary naman po, parents of the deceased member. So if both parents are alive, divided sa dalawa, then if ever isa lang po, sa kanya lang. Ma'am, in the absence of the parents, wala na rin pong parents, sino po ang next doon sa beneficiaries natin? Kung sino po yung naka-indicate sa members E1 or E4. Di ba sa E1 po natin, nilalagay po natin yung mga list of our beneficiaries. Then next, kung magkaroon tayo ng additional or changes doon sa mga beneficiaries natin, E4 na po ang ilalagay natin. So dito, sa E1 and E4, pwede po nating ilagay yung mga anak po na above 21 years old. Okay, pwede po natin ilagay dyan. And then as much as possible, you have to update na rin po yung mga E4 po natin, most especially kung meron tayong i-add na mga beneficiaries. And ma'am, paano yan kung magulang ko rin po ang nailagay ko diyan. Okay? Hindi ko napalitan kasi single yung namatay na member. So sino po ang next? Dito na po ngayon papasok yung ating legal heirs po. Okay? Legal heirs in accordance to the Family Code of the Philippines. So hahanapin po ni SSS lahat ng mga kamag-anak po natin na malapit po yung lineage, yung blood relation po natin, yung kaporsyontohan ng kadugo-duguan po natin. Hanapin po niya yan. Sa buong Pilipinas, lalabas po ng tabloid si SSS sa buong Pilipinas po for 90 days. Hanapin po yung rightful beneficiary po niyan, especially if wala po siyang primary. Okay, single po yung namatay. Then wala na rin pong magulang. Then ang nakalagay po sa kanyang designated or sa E1 and E4 is magulang din po. So hanapin na po ngayon yung legal heirs po. Okay, yung mga kamag-anak po natin. So what are the different basic forms or documentary requirements na kailangan po nating i-submit? So SSS death benefit claim application and syempre yung death certificate po ng deceased member duly registered with the LCR or issued by the PSA. So yan po yung mga basic po yan na documentary requirements po natin. Also syempre claimant's identification cards and documents, mga IDs po natin, and yung disbursement account from the participating banks via the PesoNet e-wallets, remittance transfer company, or yung cash payout outlet. So, kailangan nating ipakita po yan kasi once na naaprubahan na po yung death benefit po, i-credit na po yan dun sa depository bank ng claimant po natin kung ano po yung dineclare po natin at kung saan po natin siya tatanggapin. Okay? There are actually some additional documentary requirements. So sa mga primary beneficiaries po natin, so yan, marriage certificate po, okay, then birth certificate din po ng mga dependent child or children, that is actually yung mga below 21 years old. Now, for secondary naman din po, yan, birth certificate din po ng deceased member, affidavit attesting to the parents' dependency for support from the deceased member. So, ibig sabihin, nung time na buhay yung member is talagang very dependent yung parents po niya doon sa kanya. Nung nawala po siya, medyo nabalian din po ng financially or even sabihin natin physically or emotionally po yung parents. So, doon titingnan. May affidavit and at the same time yan, death certificate din po kapag spouse, if the deceased member is widow or widower, dependent child or children, parent po if one of the parents is already deceased. So kailangan po nating ipakita and kung nag-iisa na lang po yung magulang, kailangan pong magpakita ng death certificate ng kanyang namatay na spouse. Okay? Now for our designated din po, ito yung mga documents that you also need to submit. Death certificate duly registered with LCR or issued by the PSA. So, whichever is applicable. So, spouse, dependent child or children, parents, other designated beneficiaries, legal heirs. Okay? Pag legal heirs po yan, so titingnan po yan in accordance with the law of succession po under the Civil Code of the Philippines. And last po natin, the additional documentary requirements for our mga beneficiaries is yung sa legal heirs, yan, birth certificate of the deceased member, joint affidavit, preferably by the relatives of the deceased member. And for legal heirs naman po, birth certificate of at least 2 legal heirs. Usually po, itong mga documentary requirements po is also found doon sa likod ng ating application. Okay? Application ng ating death certificate or death form po natin. So you can browse naman din po. You can log into our online account or you may browse or visit yung aming www.sss.gov.ph. Dun po sa mga downloadable forms, you can click on that one. Then nandun na rin po yung mga documentary requirements that you need to submit if ever you're filing for the death benefit of the deceased member. Okay? Now, speaking of filing, paano po ba namin ifa-file itong death benefit na to? So, we have two option. The first one is the e-filing via your my.sss account, but it's only applicable for the dependent legal spouse. Okay, yan lang po ang pwede mag-avail or mag-file through my.sss account. And then the second one is personal filing po at the SSS nearest SSS branch po natin. So unahin natin yung sa e-filing po. So kagaya ng na-mention ko, dependent legal spouse only. Okay? So ibig sabihin, dapat si legal spouse is also a member of the SSS kasi ang i-access po niya yung online account po niya. Okay, online account niya and then dun po siya magpa-file. Now, pag nakapag-login na po si legal spouse, ito po, may kaagad po siyang may itatanong po sa kanya. Okay, under po siya ng benefits po, i-click po niya yung apply for death benefit button po natin. Then, kindly read yung reminders po na naka-indicate dito. Once na we've clear sa atin yung naka-indicate po dito, we may now click yung proceed po natin. Okay? Yan, pag nag-click na po tayo ng proceed, so you just need to provide yung required na information. I-tick nyo lang po yung SSS death po. Okay, yan lahat ng information, then click yung SSS death and click po natin yung proceed po. Pag na-provide na po natin yung lahat ng information naka-indicate po dito. Then after that, you'll be, if you're qualified for a monthly death benefit pension, yung date and its estimated amount po, i-display po yan dyan sa screen po natin. So, kagaya nito, pinakita po niya na yung, please be informed that the date of monthly death pension of the deceased member is on ganito, may date siya kaagad, and then nakalagay rin po yung estimated, okay? Estimated na monthly death pension po, nakalagay po dyan siya. Then, if ever na this is very much clear to you and you wanted to proceed, click lang po natin yung proceed button po natin. Then, ayan, meron pong message, magpo-prompt po sa inyo if you want to continue yung death claim application. So, click nyo lang po yung okay. Yan. Then after that, you'll be informed, okay, na the member, ito naman po is kapag lump sum po siya. Pag lump sum po siya, so you'll be informed na less than 36 months ang kanyang contribution prior dun sa semester at ito po yung amount na naka-indicate para sa one-time payment na ma-qualify o matatanggap ng ating beneficiary. Okay? So, to continue with the application, i-click lang po natin yung proceed and then set an appointment. Actually, pwede rin po tayo mag-set ng appointment sa SSS para sabihin natin sa submit din po natin ito. If you want to schedule actually for the appointment, then click lang po ninyo yung click here. Okay, so meron din po tayo mga certain questions that you need to answer din po. I-answer nyo lang yung mga questions na yan by ticking the appropriate choices and then after that, click lang po natin yung proceed. So may mga questions dyan if you're, are you incapacitated or under the guardianship of another person? Are you remarried or living with another person without the benefit of marriage? So yan po, sagutin lang po natin yung mga katanungan na naka-indicate po dyan. Then after that, syempre, yung sa disbursement mode selection po natin. Mag-select lang po tayong preferred na disbursement account po natin from the drop-down menu, then click on proceed. We're actually allowed na 3 accounts po na pwede po natin i-enroll sa DAEM, Disbursement Account Enrollment Module po natin. So, after that, pag na-choose na po natin yung kung saan po na i-credit yung amount ng benefit po natin, then click lang po natin yung proceed. Okay? Then, magpa-prompt po yung message na continue death application. So, click nyo lang po yung okay. So, if the claimant is different from the person filing for the funeral benefit claim po, so, i-upload lang po natin yung sa JPEG or PDF file po ng corresponding documentary requirements po natin. Kapag magkaiba po yung makakatanggap ng death benefit, from the one who actually filed for the funeral benefit. So, kapag magkaiba po, yan, mag-upload lang po tayo ng JPEG po or PDF file ng documentary requirements dun sa SSS death benefit po. Then, click lang po natin yung proceed. Okay, ang limit ng document file size po natin is nasa 3 MB. Okay, so after that, syempre, may certification po na naka-indicate po dyan as much as possible. You have, you may take time, okay? Take time to read. Naka-indicate po dyan sa certification, most especially yung I agree that the information collected through this form shall be used and retained by the SSS for the processing of my death benefit claim application. So once na you've agreed to this one, click nyo lang po yung I certify and proceed po tayo. So may message po magpo-prompt po niyan. So death benefit claim application successfully submitted. Just click on OK to confirm yung submission ng death benefit claim application. Okay? So meron din pong confirmation po niyan. Pwede you could actually print this. Okay, para receipt of acknowledgement na meron nakapag-submit po tayo ng death benefit. Nandiyan na rin po yung transaction number and then what time and date kayo na nag-submit ng inyong application. Kasi ito rin pong sabihin natin, this is one of the tatanungin po sa inyo, especially if you want to verify the status of your claim doon sa online or even if you want to call the call center of the SSS, you may also verify through providing itong mga information na to. Then aside from this one, you will also be receiving through your email, okay, regarding po doon sa death benefit claim application. Okay, so that is for our online. This is only applicable for the legal spouse po, dependent legal spouse. Ito yung online filing. Now, kung hindi naman po member, okay, hindi po member yung legal spouse, okay, pwede po siya mag-file. Pupunta lang po siya sa pinakamalapit na SSS branch. So, personal filing po yan at the SSS nearest branch po natin. So, step 1 po natin is for you to prepare yung death claim application form and the different supporting documents. As I've said kanina po, you may actually download this form and at the back of the form, nandun po yung mga supporting documents that if you need to attach that one once na you will file for your death benefit po pag pumunta po kayo. Reminder lang din po, yan, mag-enroll din po tayo ng PesoNet Participating Bank, okay? So, for SSS member claimants, yung benefit po, madidisperse siya dun sa enrolled account once na approve siya. For the non-SSS member claimants po, magsasubmit po tayo ng kopya ng bank account details po natin from a PesoNet Participating Bank as part of your supporting documents. Okay, so, it's either na deposit slip, okay, deposit slip, basta very much clear yung account number po ninyo at yung account or yung bank account na yon is nakapangalan po doon sa non-SSS member claimant. Okay? Step 2 po natin, syempre, you need to submit na po yung accomplished na death claim application form and the different supporting documents dun sa mga SSS branches nearest you. Then, wait for the official notice po tayo from SSS kasi you will actually be notified through text or email dun sa status ng inyong application. Probably may kulang or probably sabihin natin na talagang kailangan pa kayong i-interviewin. So, kailangan open line po dapat yung inyong sa cellphone nyo through your text or even you have an access dun sa email po ninyo na ipro-provide nyo po yan kay SSS. And then, syempre, the step 3 po natin, you have to monitor po yung approval ng inyong benefit and your disbursement. So, sa SSS member po, yung member claimant po natin, they can actually monitor at check yung status ng application po nila through their My.SSS account. So, i-open nila yung My.SSS account po nila, doon po nila makikita ngayon yung status ng application nila doon sa death claim. Now, for the non-SSS member claimant, magwe-wait po tayo ng official notice from SSS for doon sa approval, okay, ng application nila. Pwede rin po tayo mag-inquire through doon sa Usap Tayo portal and pwede rin po tayo mag-follow up ng status of our claim. Okay, so actually that ends my presentation. So thank you so much for listening, and at the same time, syempre open na po tayo sa Q&A if you have some clarifications and if you want to further understand the different benefit of SSS, most especially our topic for this morning. Thank you so much and God bless everyone.
So maraming salamat, Ma'am Lynn, sa pagbabahagi ng impormasyon on death benefit. So let me just share my presentation for a while. So, ayan, bago po kasi tayo proceed sa Q&A portion, meron lang po kaming short, tawag dito, advertisement. So, gusto ko lang po ipaalam sa inyo na your security is our top priority. Kaya required na po tayo ngayon na mag-OTP bago tayo makapag-login sa inyong my.sss account. Okay? So, dun po sa mga submit i-member data change request form. Kung kayo naman po ay mayroon ng mobile number on record and wish to update it, okay, you may do so at SSS account and update your contact information. So wait, there's more mga ka-eskwela kasi meron na rin po tayong option ngayon na mag-set up ng TO natin for added security. So, once yung process for setting up a TOTP, you just need to log in sa inyong my.sss member account. Okay, so again, reminders po, dun sa mga, yun pa, account na po tayong OTP kasi ang purpose nito is syempre for our security. Okay, so now, I'm sure ready na si Ma'am Lynn. We can now proceed sa Q&A portion kasi marami po tayong mga katanungan. Okay. Ma'am Lynn, are you ready? Wala po kayong choice kundi
No choice.
Okay, bro. For the first question coming from Jonelle, yung question niya po is a member died at the age of 50. He is single and no minor child. Yung AMSC niya is 20,000 and CYS niya is 10. How much is his benefits his family may claim? What is the circular or basis of the computation? Medyo maraming questions si Sir Jonelle. Okay po, you may take it away, Ma'am Lynn.
Pa-computation. Okay. So, based on the computations, kung if you have listened kanina po sa ating retirement benefit, Sir Jomer actually kasi showed yung pinoprovide niya sa atin yung formula. Okay? So yung formula po on how to compute for our retirement benefit is the same formula din po on how to compute for our death benefit. So I think you can you can sabihin natin na you can get naman the copy of the presentation so you can browse that one yung the formula on how to compute for the death benefit. Now dito at the age of 50 he's single and no minor child. So how much unfortunately talagang hindi ko rin po may bibigay sa inyo yung computation on how much kung magkano yung makukuha niya kasi probably ang tendency niyan baka you'll be expecting na kung magkano yung kinompute ko dito, that would be the amount that the family will receive. So to make sure po na talagang how much is the amount, you can get the formula doon sa retirement benefit that was discussed to us earlier, or you can browse din po doon sa website ni SSS kasi nagpro-provide din po kami doon sa mga under ng benefit what would be the computation on how to compute. So ang kukunin nyo po would be doon sa retirement benefit kasi the same formula would actually applies doon sa pagko-compute natin ng death benefit. Okay, hopefully, Sir Junel, I won't be able to give you the exact amount or kung magkano po yung computation or how much, but I can just show you na lang or I can just share with you lang po yung formula that was actually discussed earlier doon sa ating retirement benefit. Okay? Thank you so much po.
And so, hopefully, nasagot po yung katanungan nyo, Sir Jonelle. So now, let's proceed sa next question. Coming from Melo. Okay, so yung question po ni Melo is, at the time of death, what will happen to the pension if no qualified dependents? Will it go to the spouse? Okay, so Ma'am Lynn, you may answer the question now.
Ayan. Parang galit yung mga facilitator sa akin, no? Anyway, okay, kay Sir or Ma'am Melo, so kapag walang qualified dependents, pero meron po siyang legal spouse, so kung titingnan po natin yung order of priority po natin pagdating sa mga beneficiaries, ang first talaga na under ng order priority is the legal spouse. Okay, so kapag may legal spouse po, at the time of death, ibig sabihin, retired na siya, nag-retirement siya, then may naiwan po siyang legal spouse, 100% of the amount of the retiree pensioner will be transferred po doon sa may iwan niyang legal spouse. Okay? And then isa lang po talaga ang condition ni SSS sa mga legal spouse po natin, di na po siya pwede mag-asawa ulit. And most especially for cohabitation. So, magli-live-in or even sabihin na in a relationship, sharing the same household. So, may tendency po yung pension na matatanggap niya from his or her deceased spouse is masustop po siya, masususpend po siya kasi nag-cohabit siya or nagkaroon o nagpakasal po siya. So, yun naman magiging scenario po niya sa pagdating sa pension po ng deceased member. Basta kung buhay si legal spouse, hindi pa po nagkaroon ng nag-cohabit, okay, nakipag-live-in or nag-asawa, definitely po 100% of the amount of the pension may pupunta po sa legal spouse. And lifetime din po yan. Okay, hanggat nabubuhay po si legal spouse, matatanggap po niya yung pension na yun. Basta wag lang po siya mag-asawa ulit at mag-cohabit. So hopefully that answers your question, Sir Melo or Ma'am Melo.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Lynn. So now let's proceed po sa susunod na question coming from Miss Jonah. So yung question niya po, Sir, good morning po. I think akala niya po si Sir Jomer yung sasagot nito. So ask ko lang po, what if parehong pensioner yung mag-asawa? Tapos nauna yung wife na namatay, makukuha po ba ng husband yung pension ng asawa kahit may natanggap din siya na pension?
Si wife talagang nauna, no? Sabihin natin, vice versa if ever. So kapag ganun po magiging situation, sabihin natin, both, yung mag-asawa is both SSS member, tapos nauna po yung isa, tama po kayo, matatanggap po ng may iwan na spouse yung amount ng pension po. So magiging dalawa na po yung pension ng may iwan na asawa, retirement pension and yung death benefit na pension po. So dalawa po 'yan.
Okay, so ang swerte pala nung may iwan na asawa. Joke lang po.
Wag naman.
Joke lang po, syempre. Okay, let's now proceed sa susunod na question coming from Sir Manny. So yung question niya po is, paano po isali ng pension benefit ng namatay sa asawa na hindi na active member?
Okay. When you say hindi na active na member, ibig sabihin hindi na siya nagpatuloy ng kanyang contribution. Kasi kung ganun po yung magiging scenario, di ba sinabi ni Sir Jomer kanina, sa SSS po, my forever, di ba? Once a member, you will always be a member. Kahit hindi ka na nagpatuloy ng contribution mo, you will still be a member of the SSS. So ang mangyayari na lang po dyan is kung sa online account kasi natin, okay, kung kahit na hindi po kayo nagpatuloy ng contribution nyo, pero kayo po ay may online account, you can still submit the death claim application via your my.sss account. Kung talagang hindi naman po siya member, ayan, sabihin natin, hindi siya SSS member, okay, wala siyang contribution kay SSS kasi we can only be a member of the SSS kapag may contribution tayo. So kapag wala siyang contribution, ang second option naman po niya na pwede niyang i-file yung death benefit is through the servicing branch natin or yung sa mga SSS branches natin. Makukuha pa rin naman din po yung pension benefit natin. So dalawang option po yan. Hindi ka na active dahil hindi ka na nagpatuloy ng contribution mo, pero dahil meron kang SSS online account, you can still submit the death benefit po under your my.sss account. Makukuha nyo pa rin yun. Second, kung hindi naman po kayo member ni SSS, punta po kayo sa pinakamalapit na SSS branch, dun po kayo ngayon mag-file ng death benefit po. So makukuha pa rin po natin. Okay? Hopefully clear, Sir Manny?
Yan, thank you po, Ma'am Lynn, for answering the question. And now, let's proceed to the last question coming from Miss Alma. So yung question niya po is, after the death of an SSS pensioner, will the pension continue to be given to his dependents or beneficiaries?
Okay, I think this is just the same as doon sa kung pag may legal spouse, 'di ba? So kung titingnan natin yung order of beneficiaries po natin, so kapag may naiwan po tayong primary dependent, primary beneficiary natin, which yung legal spouse and minor children. So sa legal spouse po, sabihin natin, ano yan, lifetime po yan. Hanggat nabubuhay po si legal spouse, hindi po siya magpapakasal ulit, hindi po siya magkipag-live-in, mag-cohabit, matatanggap po niya yung pension na yon. Okay? Tapos sa mga minor children naman po, basta below 21 years old, hindi pa unmarried, hindi pa gainfully employed, then if ever meron po silang mga anak na may special needs, autistic, Down syndrome, kahit lagpas na po ng 21 yung kanilang edad, matatanggap pa rin po nila yung pension po nila. But that is only applicable for those na sabihin natin incapacitated since minor or incapable of self-support, physically or mentally, or even sabihin natin yun nga, yung may special need, autistic or Down syndrome, lifetime din po ang ia-apply po sa kanila. Yun yung sa mga dependent. Now, kung wala po yan, in the absence of the primary beneficiary, lump sum po. Okay, lump sum po, one-time payment lang po sa mga parents. Secondary na yon. So if the deceased member, sabihin natin yung both parents are alive, so divided sa dalawa, lump sum po yan na pag isa lang po, sa kanya lang po may bibigay. In the absence of the parents, secondary, kung sino pong nilagay natin ngayon sa ating E1 and E4. So dito, pwede nating ilagay yung mga anak po natin na above 21 years old. In the absence of the three, walang primary, wala ng parents, wala na rin po nakalagay doon sa E1 and E4 kasi parents po nakalagay doon. The last beneficiary po natin na i-apply po natin would be sa mga legal heirs na natin. Okay, kamag-anak po natin based doon sa sabihin natin order of preferences po natin under dun sa Civil Code of the Philippines po. So still, maibibigay pa rin po talaga sa mga dependents natin or sa mga beneficiaries po natin. Okay, hopefully na-clear din po, Ma'am Alma. Thank you so much.
Maraming salamat, Ma'am Lynn, sa pagbabahagi ng mga impormasyon on death benefit. Meron ka po bang mga final words para sa ating mga participants, Ma'am Lynn?
Parang, sandali lang, nakakahalata ako bakit ako yung my final word because of death benefit ang aking topic. But anyway, ang tatandaan na lang po talaga natin, kagaya ng sabi po ni Sir Jomer, dito sa SSS po, may forever kayo, and then i-treat po natin yung contribution po natin as our lifelong ba, or sabihin natin na long term yan, long term na contributions, or para at least we'll be able to avail din po yung mga long term or final benefit din natin. So with that being said po, para at least sabihin natin yung mga lahat ng benefit na matanggap po natin, okay, lahat ng hard-earned na contributions po natin at the end, pag natanggap po natin yan, at masasabi rin po natin talaga na buti na lang may SSS. So with that, thank you po, and God bless everyone.
Maasahan ang kabalikat ng bayan, handog sa miyembro, serbisyo magkabago, Express.